Podcasts are hot right now. How do I know? Well, you're listening to one right now, aren't you? But you might be wondering, how on earth do I get my voice out there and start my own podcast? It all seems so intimidating. Between hosting and platforms and monetization, it can get real complicated real quick. Well, I'm going to let you in on a little secret. We started this podcast over 2 years ago, not knowing clue one on how to do it. So how do we do it? We did it with Anchor. Anchor is the free podcast app with creation tools that allow you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer. And Anchor will distribute your podcast for you, so it can be heard on all the platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, and many more. And everybody likes money, right? Well, you can make money from your podcast with no minimum listenership. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place. So go right now, download the free Anchor app, or go to Anchor FM to get started. It's the eCommerce Minute, your daily dose of e-commerce, tech, and retail news with your hosts, Bart Mraz and John Suter. The eCommerce Minute is a production of Sumo Heavy, a digital commerce consulting firm in Brooklyn, New York, and Philadelphia. Find us on the web at sumoheavy.com.
It's eCommerce Minute, episode 623.
In today's episode, Forever 21 relaunches International eCommerce.
As we all know, Forever 21 had a pretty rough 2019. After filing for Chapter 11 bankruptcy protection in September, the company announced plans to shut down operations in 40 countries and close around 178 stores in the US and up to 350 globally. So now they're trying to do what they probably should have done years ago. Following months of beta testing, Forever 21 is relaunching its international online store to target customers in Canada, Asia, the Asia-Pacific region, and Latin America in partnership with cross-border e-commerce platform Global E. Global E enables the site to support more than 95 currencies, over 150 local and alternative payment methods, localized tax and duties collection, and allows customers to check out and make returns in 21 languages. Forever 21 president Alex Ock said that the retailer has seen ongoing demand from customers in regions where it originally had plans to exit. Ock went on to say that e-commerce forms a large chunk of the profitable core of our operations, and as part of our new global strategy, Forever 21 will leverage Global E's technology to offer international customers an outstanding online experience. While it's seeing more of a demand overseas, Forever 21 had been clearly receiving the opposite from American customers. Consumers shifting into purchasing sustainable threads and, in general, large retail stores' closings have contributed to their decision to focus on new e-commerce efforts overseas. Linda Chang, the brand's executive vice president and daughter of Forever 21's founders, is in charge of the comeback story. The partnership with Global E is one of the strategies Chang is implementing to save the dying brand. The brand has renegotiated leases with a number of stores in the U.S. and brought in an interim chief operating and marketing officers while a concrete leadership strategy remains in the works. So we'll see what else they have in store or out of store.
Clever. Clever. Okay, so Forever 21 is waking up to the realities of being a global brand and not so popular in the U.S. anymore.
That's
I think
crazy.
Great move. I mean, it's smart for them. They got to, as they say, they got to do what they got to do. But it's funny. We were checking around looking to see if we could land on the Latin American version. Hard to find because when you do the Forever 21 American or US, as they say, you get the drop downs, you get a EU site. The EU site looks like they are going out of business. Lots of black and white banners talking about store closings in Liverpool, Birmingham.
All the sales.
Yeah, like all the sales all the time. It looks so it's very confusing, but
I think
go ahead.
I think that really mirrors the brand, right? Like
going out of business.
It's like discombobulated all the time everywhere. In stores are discombobulated. Their new e-commerce strategy is discombobulated. Their brand in general is discombobulated. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah,
like
discombobulation.
It's on brand.
So they have a lot of problems in I'm looking here in our script. There's some lawsuits happening. What do you know about that?
Basically, Forever 21 lied. They did the classic misrepresenting their sales Listen, the lie detector test determined that Forever 21 was lying. And
people in business lying, you don't say.
They just did the classic, like, inflating sales projections, despite the fact that, like, you don't even have to research to know that they were making up these numbers. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Kind of thing. Who is suing them? Oh, just the Alabama mall owner. I think it's Allied Development.
So they promised a yearly revenue of 6 million, but delivered only 1.6. Oops.
Yeah.
Oopsie. Yeah, that happens. Retail. I mean, what are you going to do? Bart, I have a question for you. Are you familiar with this Global E-US, this Global E platform? Can you tell us about that and what's the play here?
It's just a software company that does international shipping, and that's Global E is one of few that do it, including Pitney Bowes and Flow. Flow.io is the other one.
Geek out here for a second. So they built. So it's not the platform. It's a shipping solution.
Well, it's a platform, but most of these shipping solutions, you need, internationalization of your site.
Mm-hmm.
You need your, money's kind of international.
Yeah. Well, talk that through. Let's pretend that our audience might not understand that as well.
So, I mean, when you're buying online internationally, there's different money. So you don't have to buy it in dollars or currencies, monies. I don't know why that's stuck in my head. But also like internationalization of your site. So not every site has to be in English, as most people don't think they.
Right. So beyond language, what are the other different parameters? I know that
there's all custom
privacy laws.
Well, there's privacy laws, but also customs. You have to fill the paperwork out. Right. So these kind of platforms make it a little easier.
So if you were a Forever 21, you would be using Global E, and you would build the site within this Global E ecosystem, or how does that work? Or
they connect to they connect through APIs, basically software that supports showing you currencies, what the currency rates are, your paperwork that when you ship it, so that you don't have to actually deal with it at all times. So
right, but I'm seeing the site itself. You could build something in Magento and then clamp Global E on top of it, or how did?
You connect it through. You basically connect through APIs, which are a piece of software that gives you all that stuff.
Gotcha. Understood. So that's why they can have 17 different websites in all different languages.
Yeah, I mean, there's few of these services out there that are gunning for that business, because obviously, you do not want to build out 17 different sites.
Right. So who would be the competitor for Global E?
Flow.io and actually Pitney Bowes. They have
really?
They have Border Free, which is their system to do that.
Interesting.
And that's the T on Global E.
Ding. Ding.
I actually really appreciate Bart's thorough explanations, because I know my mom listens to this, and I just picture the other listeners my mom, and I'm they're gonna want to know.
We're trying to get the normies to listen to this podcast. So if the normies can understand it, then we've done our job.
Exactly.
Why don't you close it up with a little stat time?
All right, just a few stats here today. Overall, online sales at Forever 21 are only 25% of its current revenue, and that's from Retail Brew.
That's insane.
Yeah, right?
That's global?
It didn't specify.
Okay.
But I mean, I know that I've shopped on Forever 21's website numerous times, and that actually surprises me, because the in-store experience is a nightmare.
Terrible.
Right? And so you can weed through all that and just go online, which is what I usually do. So that's actually really shocking.
Right.
Thanks, Retail Brew. Forever 21 has largely ignored e-commerce in any region, which relegated its online sales to just 16% of its overall $3.3 billion in revenue.
So, the plot thickens.
Yes.
So 25% has got to be U.S. American, and then the rest of it is just 16% overall.
Yes. Wow. I emphasize overall.
Well,
and that's from Retail Dive.
Well, I guess this story aims to correct that, heading more into international e-commerce. Very interesting. Thank you, Brittany. And as always, you can find show notes wherever you get your podcast. Just click on the info tab. We'll have interesting links and whatnot if the story permits. You guys got anything else?
No, sir.
Hi, Brittany's mom.
Bart, I'm screaming because I was literally thinking of saying hi, Mom.
Hi, Mrs. Brittany.
I cannot believe you did that.
Hi, Mrs. Brittany. Can Brittany come out today?
I was literally thinking that.
Hi, Mrs. Brittany. Can she come over and play Xbox?
Oh, Xbox. Mom, lie and say that I can't come over.
No, I'm sorry. Brittany has the flu.
I actually used to do that when I was little.
It's terrible. All right, that's your e-commerce minute for today. We'll see you on the internet tomorrow.
Hi,
Brittany's
God.
mom.
She'll get a kick out of that.
Hi, Mom.
Hi, Brittany's mom. That's it for today's show. If you like the show, do us a favor and subscribe, or leave us a review on iTunes. And don't forget, you can now listen to the e-commerce minute on your Amazon device. Just add e-commerce minute to your flash briefing. And finally, if you have a comment or suggestion, or just want to say hi, find us on social media @Sumo Heavy.